It's interesting whenever we are going through different stages and seasons in our lives that how we just focus on that moment and we kind of forget, look, you just passing through this. You're not going to stay, you're not going to be stuck in this situation. I used to do that. And sometimes I find myself doing it again. I'm just going to be honest with you. Um, I remember years ago when we were homeless as a family, when I was married, and my two sons were probably 6 and 7. They were little. And we had to stay in the hotel. And in order to keep all of this from them so they wouldn't know the crisis that our family was going through, we let them believe that we were on vacation, okay? But we had to leave our home. The roof had fallen in, and insurance company couldn't pay. So, and I'm just gonna be honest, we let it go into foreclosure. And we had like 6 weeks to get out. We milked out those 6 weeks. And some friends of ours at the time came in with a moving truck and moved us out. We had accumulated a lot of things because we lived in the house about 10 years, but it was no longer that house. And to me, that was the worst thing that could have happened to us, having to walk around in Walmart around Christmas time with those two little boys, and they just wanted to get out and play and go back to school. We couldn't send them to school because they would have ratted us out. And my two older daughters were in college, and my husband, that late ex-husband, was saying, we got to find somewhere. Now, you got to understand, when y'all in foreclosure, they already let you know your credit is bad, pretty bad, okay? And we were just driving around, and clock was just ticking. Clock was ticking. My husband's job kept calling him, but he couldn't leave. He didn't want to leave his family like that. And we had everything in the U-Haul truck. We had to park with the hotel thing, and our cars and our vans. We had to park them somewhere. We did not have a physical address. That was a scary time. And my youngest son, he was just learning how to read, so he had to be about 7. Maybe he was 7, okay. He would get the Bible and start saying scriptures out loud, even words he couldn't pronounce. Instead of saying, oh, taste and see the Lord is good, he said, zero, taste, okay. But that kind of shook me up because we were really down in the dumps. We started blaming each other. You know how husband and wife do and stuff, and arguing and fussing. But the youngest son, he would get up and start saying those scriptures and pretend like he was preaching. And one day I said, look, either God, you're with us or you're not in this situation. And he led us to this place, and they went on and rented us a nice home right before Christmas time. Right before Christmas time. God swiftly moved in. And then we went through this other phase. I thought we were gonna be stuck renting the house. But years later, God turned around and blessed us with a 10-bedroom home on 3 acres of land. We just didn't see that. I didn't see it then when I was going through that test, not having anywhere to stay. Didn't have an address. But God did that. Now, who gonna sell you 3 acres of land for 25 grand? Back then. That was in 2012. And God just did it. He did that. He did it. And whatever you're faced with, don't get stuck in the now. You got to believe God for the exceedingly abundantly above all which we ask or think. And you have to allow God to upgrade your faith to what your eyes have not seen, your ears haven't heard, and hasn't even in your heart. The things that he prepared for you. When my ex-husband passed away, God blessed me to sell the home. And, by that time I was already established in Fayetteville, had good kind of faith. And my son had so much faith, my oldest one had so much faith in God, and the Lord blessed him to buy his house. He was 21 years old. His faith had outgrown mine. Yeah. But this is not the end. It's the beginning of something great. But you got to go through the process and trust God. Trust him. We can't trust ourselves. We can't lean towards our own understanding. We can't do that. We will mess up. But trust the process. and praise God and thank Him for what your eyes haven't seen and your ears haven't heard, hasn't even in your heart yet. And if you're in good standing with Him and living off His goodness, He's going to blow your hand. And even if you are living in sin and you need God's mercy, will plead your case. Okay? Have a good Monday. Stay prayed up.